I end up breaking my C1. Literally, that's the exact same injury that Shazier from the Pittsburgh Steelers had broke. And I woke up in a halo. And he said, son, you'll probably never play football again. And I'm like, what the I wanted to make a video. Around this time marks the 10-year anniversary of me breaking my neck. It was my senior year, I think like week 4 in the season, a week before homecoming. I end up getting benched that game. We're playing Wayne Memorial, which wasn't a good team at the time. I had got hurt a few plays previous. I sprained my ankle, but at that point I just wanted to get my stat line up. So the quarterback was coming in and I'm thinking, all right, I'm about to put my helmet straight into his face and cream this kid. So he comes out and I run up, and I remember coming in, leading with the head, and right before contact, my teammate hit him from behind, and all that momentum of him coming forward and me leading with my head compressed my neck. At that point, I just remember everything just remember a high pitch ringing and everything kind of slowed down. I remember dropping to my knees and I ripped my helmet off. Now, I didn't rip my helmet off because like the situation, I ripped it off because for some reason I just knew like head injuries, they'll usually cut the helmet off. At the time, the Rebel Speeds were brand new, and I always said that if I got a Rebel Speed, I'll keep it. So I did keep my helmet, but regardless, never rip your helmet off during a head injury. That is the dumbest thing that you can do, because then you could just further injure yourself by doing that. So I remember laying down on the ground, and I was only 16 at the time too. It was crazy. After the trainers tested me out, my fingers were good, my toes were good, I can wiggle everything. I knew where I was, so I didn't have a concussion. That was the one game that my mom actually didn't go to. It was pretty traumatic for her. They took me to the hospital and they carted me off, to the hospital, off the field. Hours go by. I mean, hours. And I just started freaking out because they had me like in a neck brace for so long. I just remember laying there and they had to put something to put me down because I was about to get up. Like I'm claustrophobic as it is. So after hours of just being there in that same position, they had to put me to sleep. And I woke up in a halo. And I'm like, what the f? And for you who don't know what a halo is, it's a metal ring, a box that goes around your head. They put 2 screws here, 2 screws in the back, and it's about 40 pounds. What they did was an infusion, if I'm saying that right, an infusion. And then they put the 2 screws, you can still see them. Here, and then there's a couple on the back as well. I remember asking the doctor, when can I get back to my team? He said, son, you'll probably never play football again. And at that moment, I don't know, my world kind of stopped. Later, I had talked to a doctor. I ended up breaking my C1, 2 places here, 1 here, and that's the bone that connects the head to the spine. Literally right here. Who said 8 times out of 10 you don't come back from that kind of injury. Literally, that's the exact same injury that Shazier from the Pittsburgh Steelers had broke, and that guy still has problems to this day actually walking. Honestly, it was a blessing. Fox News came out and they did an interview with me at the hospital. The Livonia Observer, it was a newspaper from my hometown. They came out and did an article on me as well, and it was a lot, man. It was a lot. I'm blessed to this day not to have any issues. Obviously, like if I turn to the right for too long, then my neck gets stiffened, and then occasionally when I'm sleeping it bothers me, but nothing serious, nothing life-changing. I also wanted to mention how much love and support I got around the community during that time. It honestly kept me in the positive side of things when I was going through this whole process. And I just want to, again, even 10 years later, thank everyone for all that love and support that I got in that very dark time in my life. I think out of that whole process, being in my senior year and trying to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do with my life afterwards, was because the only reason I wanted to go to school is to play ball. And now that that was taken away from me, it kind of altered you know, my path or where to go next. I think one of the saddest moments that I've had was I was in the Halo for 3 months, and once I got out, looking in the mirror and just seeing the body difference. You know, I put 4 years of my life every single day, off season, on season, like I went hard, and to see all that work taken away from me, it went from a happy moment for me going to the bathroom, and when I finally got in there and I had the shirt off, it broke me. All the work that I put in, and it honestly took a very long time for me to even see the gym again. Not only because of the physical disadvantages that I had with my neck, but I didn't have a purpose. Yeah, it was just hard. I felt lost. I felt like my identity was gone. So it took me maybe 5 to 7 years just to stop having dreams about being on the field. As nice as it would be to go back and do things differently, everything that God has given me in life to this point and on forward, I would never exchange that for a redo. I met the woman of my life. I have a son. I was able to buy my first home. Nothing is always as perfect as we would like, but when you stop and realize what you have, you start to realize that life is good. I could have went down a very dark path after what happened to me. And so for me to be able to bounce back and actually still make something of myself, I'm very blessed and fortunate, man. I just wanted to tell this story because I've never actually expressed it. I don't think anyone ever heard my side or how I truly felt about everything that went on. But yeah, I would just say for all the kids out there that are still playing, just be careful, play the game the right way. And for those who have been through what I've been through, injuries that ended your career prematurely, I would say that there's more than life out there than just football. And I feel like if that path was taken away from you, then God's saying that there's something better and there's something that you're meant to do. So with that being said, my name's D'Angelo Pete, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.